we love fertilizer. It's great for growing crops, right? But where does fertilizer go when not used by crops, and why is this bad, right? Where does it go? Where does it end up? Let's check out a quick video on that. So nitrogen it's fine. It's in the atmosphere. There's lots of it. But when it ends up in the soil, in somewhere else, why is this a bad thing? Let's go ahead and take a glimpse at that. One second. So lots of nitrogen gas, guys. And again, I don't have the audio on, guys, because of YouTube, but if you notice here, a lot of nitrogen ends up in the ocean. Ends up in the ocean, guys. And, well, crops and plants love this stuff. Well, if it goes in the ocean, guess what thrives? Algae and moss and seaweed. This is bad. Why? Because too much of it causes red tide. This is when we have an algal bloom, and it's going to kill and suffocate all the fish and the wildlife. Very bad problem, okay? Also makes the areas bad for swimming. You can get your skin infected by swimming in these areas. So again, that's where red tide comes from, and we see what it does here to the sea creatures. Again, a very sad and tough situation for those creatures. So again, algal blooms being caused by fertilizer runoff, right? Okay, so let's take a look here at some more details here about that. Okay, so why is it bad? Because it's going to flow into bodies of water, pollute the ecosystem, and cause algal blooms. Okay, so that's where we have it as a serious problem. Going to be harming those creatures. Next, for our key processes, guys, we have 3. Again, you'll write this down at a later time or with pictures. We've got eutrophication. Okay, so we just did the substances. Now we got the processes. That's the process I just showed you in the video, right? It's where, if you look at the top left here, we've got a body of water that's completely green, or mostly green. Okay, this guys is caused by the fertilizer running off into the body of water and causing, like I said before, the moss, the algae to just bloom and grow like crazy. But is that good for the fish? Is that good for the turtles and the frogs? Absolutely not. The water becomes too toxic for those creatures and can get rid of them in a very sad situation, right? They can get sick and die from being in this water. Okay. Next, we have fixation, where we have it's a chemical process where atmospheric nitrogen is assimilated into organic compounds. So this isn't bad. It's where just like bacteria in the soil is just going to transfer nitrogen into an organic compound that can be consumed by the plants from their plant roots. Okay, and then obviously we have combustion. We talked about this in our Go Blue a little bit. It's where we have gas, fossil fuels being burned and forming oxygen and carbon dioxide. Sometimes that can be included for nitrogen as well. Okay. And then let's check out this eutrophication video that kind of shows us some real life images of that algae blooming in those bodies of water. Oh, and 1 second, I skip advertisements for fitness. Oh, okay. So yeah, I gotta make sure the video is muted. But again, we have algal blooms, right? We see some images here of that green stuff growing. Again, not good for the fish, not good for the creatures nearby. And then here's a really cool picture I noticed watching this today. We see here algae further blooming in the water. And then actually in this picture, you'll notice two lakes, right? One lake that's blue and crystal clear on the top, and then the other lake that's green on the bottom there. Again, totally different situations, all due to fertilizer runoff. Pretty cool stuff, pretty cool stuff. No need to answer any questions with that. Okay, last thing of the day, I believe. Okay, yeah, last thing of the day, guys. The only spheres that the nitrogen cycle is going to impact is the atmosphere, biosphere, and the hydrosphere. Okay, we have the atmosphere, which includes nitrogen gas that I mentioned earlier. The biosphere, this is new and important. We've got nitrogen being used in amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. So in your protein bars, in your protein shakes, we do have nitrogen in those as well, in abundance in those proteins. Again, used for those amino acids. And then lastly, guys, we've got the hydrosphere. And if you remember, the hydrosphere means water, right? This is going to be involved with acid rain. Okay, when we have polluted air, maybe from factories, it starts to rain. It collects that nitrogen gas. It's going to make it into acid rain. Keep in mind, guys, again, 78% of nitrogen is going to, or all nitrogen of all the atmosphere, 78% of that atmosphere is going to be nitrogen. 21% is oxygen, and less than 1% is carbon dioxide. And please make sure to jot this down to finish out for page 7 in your guys' notebooks, because I will be checking those soon. Okay, let's finish up with our last question of the day. Again, if you were listening, you should get this right. It should be a piece of cake question. Which of these is found in the greatest abundance within the atmosphere? Is it A, water vapor, B, carbon dioxide, C, nitrogen, or D, oxygen? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a moment. Please answer. Again, to know that you guys are participating, make sure to answer the following question. See what you got. See what you got. Get up for one moment while you guys answer. Okay, let's go and see what you got. Lots of answers. Good, good, good. Okay, let me give props to Sergio, Yorkies, Joseph, Daniela, Angel, and Giovanni. The correct answer, all of you got right, was C. You guys were clearly paying attention. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, people are going to say carbon dioxide or water vapor or oxygen usually on maybe the quiz tomorrow. Make sure you put nitrogen as your answer. Let me go ahead and check attendance here.
Excuse me.